I'm a big fan of not talking too much about your goals to other people. I don't know what it is, but I personally have the impression that whenever I talk more about my goals to other people, they tend to come true less often than if I just play them very close to my chest. And so I can come up with a couple of reasons. One of them is a neurological reason that apparently the brain cannot make a distinction between you actually achieving the success and you just talking about your plans, meaning you get this feeling of satisfaction when you just talk about your plans, and so then the motivation to actually achieve those goals is lower. I can imagine that, your opponents, your competitors, if you talk too broadly about your goals, they'll have a chance to overtake you, to block you from reaching those goals. And I also can imagine that, sometimes there's a lot of stuff that's happening subconsciously. And so maybe you are trying to go somewhere with somebody. Maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's somebody in your workplace, right? And they might even not want to sabotage you or put stones in your way, but subconsciously they are not fully in agreement of where this is going. And so they might talk you out of it, or they might sabotage you unconsciously again. They might not mean any harm by that. But I think this is also a case where actually talking about your goals can lead you a little bit into trouble. Of course, you want to take your family along. Of course, you want to take your team along. But in my opinion, be a little bit careful of sharing your goals too much, because it can really lower the chances of them becoming true.